So you're welcome back to my sewing colleague. We are making this tutorial today. So before I go ahead, let me just drop a word of advice. When you are watching my videos, okay, you watch it, it doesn't mean you will follow my own to the letter. Be creative. Okay, when you watch it, what I want to show you is just the basic. I want to show you the secret to what was done and how they got it. Does not mean that when you get your own, like now I made a boo-boo and I said just catch the middle, this particular tutorial, and I said the dart should be 4. That is, for the front is going to be 8 pieces when you open up your pattern, right? Now it doesn't mean that you must make it 8 stitches, 8 lines. You can decide to make your own 4. You can decide to make your own 10. Do you understand? So it's just for you to watch the video. There are so many styles you will see online, and mere looking at the style you will think it's very difficult and you won't want to take it on. But when you watch my tutorial, you will see that it's actually very easy. It's actually very easy. Now let me also point out that at the waistline where you are going to be stitching the 8th line, please, if possible, lay stay there. Why you are going to lay stay is to make that place thicker and be able to stand today. So this is the front pattern and this is the back pattern. Okay, so this is the neckline. Now it's going to be a different ballgame today because I'm making on full pattern. Initially I used to cut like so, shebi you know, and I'll tell you I put it on fold. Okay, this one cut on fold and I'll tell you I put it on fold, abi. So but today I'll be making use of like this. I want to assume that this is my fabric now. I've cut it on pattern and I've placed it on pattern. I put my fabric on fold and placed the pattern, and I was able to cut out this. Please turn on the iron so you can see. So I have to open it up. Okay, now let me just quickly run through how I achieved this figure, right? So my pattern is on fold and this is the front pattern, right? So from what we are seeing in the picture, the neckline came down deep, and so I want to go at least 10 inches for this neckline, and I used 3 inches for the neck width. Okay, so the same 3 inches I used for the neck width for front is what I still use here, but instead of coming down 10 inches here, I came down by 1 inch. Okay, now you can decide to do something different. In the gown we are seeing on the picture, there's a zip behind, so it went up. You can decide to make your own 10 inches, even more than that, for the back and not put any zip. Okay, so that's why I said I'll just give you the basics. You can go on and explore what is no good. You understand? Make your own more beautiful. Okay, if you look at this particular one, there's no embellishment. You can go ahead to embellish your own. You can embellish the neckline. That neckline you are seeing like this with stones, it will add to it. Okay, it will add to it. And you can embellish the hem area. Okay, that hem area you are seeing, you can embellish it. It will add to it. Now after cutting, okay, let me just explain how I got the figure for freshers, because I got to, people calling me, I got to find out that a lot of people are still freshers, right? A lot of people are still freshers. So let me just go into how I got this figure. If you know you do not understand, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, so I slanted out my shoulder by 1 inch from the neckline, which is the standard measurement of slanting our shoulder. You start from the neck width of 3 inches, slant it out to the armhole depth area by 1 inch. Do you understand? Now I came in by ½ inch for the armhole for the front. I didn't do it for the back pattern. You are not supposed to do it for the back pattern, but coming by. Now there is something I want to correct. So somebody showed me a video of somebody where she was making the armhole. Now on the sleeve itself, there is front and back for the sleeve. No, I am not saying that is wrong. If you can go that mile, go that. But I'm telling you that in ready to wear business, like this gown that you are seeing, if you don't do it, you will not notice it. But it's good for you to, if you know it, that's fine. It's for fitted gown, fitted corporate gown. If you know it, fine. Your sleeve should have front and back, I will still be doing a tutorial on that. If you understood it in the video you watched, that's fine. That's why I told you YouTube is the most beautiful place that you can be as a beginner in the fashion industry, because whatever information you have, people are there to give it to you, to assist you. There are some angels that God have put on YouTube that are just out there to make you get what you want. But if you have the passion for what you are doing, you are going to be an expert on the streets of this YouTube. If you are there, say amen, amen. Okay, let's continue with the tutorial. So this is armhole. So this is bust the 4, sorry, plus 2 inches sewing allowance. That's what I did here. Waist divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. Hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. Whatever I got on the hip plan, I marked it here and I added 4 inches because I wanted it to be an A line. If you look at that gown, you will see that it looks like an A line. So I actually used the front pattern to cut out the back pattern. And so after cutting out the back pattern, I now trimmed off whatever I needed to trim off around here. Now I took the pattern and I placed it on my fabric and I used it to cut out my fabric. Now this is assumed to be my fabric, and I'm telling you, when I was cutting on fabric, my fabric was on fold. I placed this pattern like this on my fabric on fold and I cut it out, right? So on my fabric on fold, I open, this is the back, I open, this is the front. I want to believe that you understand what went on now, because this is what we are going to be using. This is the pattern we are going to be using to cut out on our main fabric. We are still going to be doing a lot of things on this paper, and this is what we are going to transfer to our fabric. Now let me talk about the kind of fabric that you can use. Now if you look at this particular style, now the fabric they used is Duchess. You see, when you see a style online, your customer will see a style online. Okay, probably your customer saw this particular style and brought it for you. Auntie, I want to make this style. Oh, I have this Ankara. Even if it's Ankara 10 years, please reject it. Why I say you should reject it is that this material is flowing, is soft, is flowing. Two things added to the beauty of this style you are seeing: the kind of fabric, the color of the fabric match with the person that is wearing his skin. Do you understand? The texture of the fabric also matters. So if you go and use Ankara to make this thing, it will puff up like what Vicky James is wearing here. It will puff up, it will stand. So it will not fall the way it's supposed to fall. You can see that this one fell and brought out figure, and as the person is moving, is flowing. So take all these things into consideration when you are shopping for fabric to sew a particular style. It's not every fabric that can sew every style. And when your client brings this kind of style and brings Ankara, please do well to reject and advise accordingly. Okay? In love. Customers have brought fabric to me and I advise, and at the end of the day I made something else that is even more beautiful, and the person was wow, and later brought fabric for the one that she wanted to make that I changed. No turn am to quarrel, and don't say she's the one. But if the person insists, some customers are like that, you will, if possible, make a record of take your fashion business serious this year. If possible, take record of your discussion with him, put it on phone record. Do you understand? So that when he comes out and she wants to complain, you play his record for him. Stress it that this fabric is not for this style. It won't be beautiful. It won't be fine. It's just like a customer that has tummy brings a fitted gown for you to make, and she doesn't want to make it corset because she says she's uncomfortable. She will be uncomfortable. I know it's only corset that can hide tummy, tie your tummy, and even some people under the corset will still wear gedo. Do you understand? So if you know you are not ready to inconvenience yourself, you don't bring me a gown that is going to be fitted and will lap on your body, and you have tummy and you are not ready to wear gedo. I will advise you that gown is not for you, and I will give you other styles that can hide tummy and still bring out the chic style in you. Okay, that's an advice for my plus size clients. So let's go right into this tutorial, and this is what I have. Now, if you look at one side of this gown like this, you see it was draped. There was a little bit of gathering, right? We are going to be achieving that gathering now. And it's not really going to be much. You can make your own 3 lines You can make your own 4 lines, however your spirit leads you. It depends. Everything are the same thing all of us will still achieve. And then we go ahead to cut. But there was something I always used to forget to do, and that's because I'm so used to what I'm doing that when I'm teaching, I forget to do it. Now, before you slash, okay, and I will prefer you only slash here as a beginner. If this is your first time making this style, slash only the shoulder area. Do not slash the armhole. I slash the armhole because I will know how to coordinate it, okay, but do not slash the armhole. Okay, let's assume I didn't slash the armhole now. So this is what I slashed. I slashed my shoulder. Okay, so this is there. We are done with this one. This is the back. Now what we are going to be doing to the back is that if you want to spread this back pattern and cut on fabric and also join this one to cut it together, the space on your fabric might not be able to carry it. But if you look at that draping, whatever happened on that draping started from the back to the front. You will agree with me. Now look at the back part of that style. You will see that the draping started from only one side of the back. That means this particular side of the back is free, right? We are going to cut out this one. Now this is the pattern, right? Now when you place it on your real fabric to cut, did I mention as I was talking, hey, talk no go kill me before, did I mention that this material is Duchess? Okay, but because I don't have the Duchess I have now will not be enough to make this tutorial. I'm using this senator material. Okay, I'm using this to make this fabric, but know that this style is not for this, except you are using a fabric called Lana. Lana is in the line of this cashmere, but it's softer, very very soft. Okay, so you can use Lana, but Lana is more expensive. Okay, so you can actually use Duchess. If you go to these bio materials I told you they used to pour online, you will see beautiful Duchesses, very beautiful ones, beautiful color. You will see they are there. That's why I used to buy my own, because they have good quality. What is it called? And you get it for 1,000, 800 sometimes, depending on where you see it. So go to those bio materials, the ones they pour on. Stop underrating those clothes you see on the ground. That's where me I shop most of the fabrics I use to make whatever I make, and people heads will be turning. Okay, so I'll be using this fabric. Now if you plot on a human size pattern, right, and you want to place you are going to be seeing what I'm going to be placing now, your fabric spacing might not collect it, might not be enough. So I will rather you divide it into two. So you are working separately on each of them, right? And so I already divided mine into two. I will work on this separately while this one will go with the front, because like I told you, whatever happened to this cloth started from the back. Okay, so let's go ahead now to cut out. So this is my fabric. I will place it and I will cut out. I will cut out. Remember that we need 2 inches allowance for the zip allowance. So this side of the back bodies, this side of the back bodies will carry zip, and also when cutting this one it will also carry zip allowance, but I will show you, don't worry. So now I will be marking like so, and I will also mark like so. Now I did this thing I did here because it's just a mini measurement. If I were you, I will fold these 2 inches inside, because there's a cutting that you are supposed to get here for easy coordination of your zip. But I just did what I did now because I'm just working on it. There's no need of folding this kind of 1/2 inch in. So but just know that when making your own, because this is going to be 2 inches, this area is going to be 2 inches, fold it inside. Now Now there's something I did not do. I just plotted straight. Please remember that when you get to this your hemline, trim. Before you separate these things, place them together and trim here. Let this area have a little bit of curve. So I've cut out my, I'm cutting out my fabric now. Learn to watch videos. You will also perfect. One day you too, you will start making tutorials. Because why? You have cut material for over I have cut material for over professionally though. I've done it for like 7 years. So I can look at your style now and just cut it for you, even if I have not done it before. Okay, because I know where they have put that, I know where they have deleted that, something you have done over the years. It's just like someone that delivers pregnant women now. Do you know somebody can just look at your tummy and tell you are 6 months pregnant without doing scan and it will be correct? The reason, because he has been seeing every day, he sees pregnant woman with so number of months every day, so he has become so used to it. What it does to you, you don't just learn things shabbily. What it does to you is, when you keep watching video, you keep practicing. When you keep watching video, you keep practicing. Then you graduated to working for yourself. You graduated to working for people, and over the years, you too, you will become a pro. There's no rocket science. There's no juju I'm doing to it. I just look at a style and already know what went. Okay, so this is one back of the back pattern. Can you see? This is one part of the back pattern. So this one does not really have a problem. Now we are going to be setting it aside. Then we take our pattern, our fabric. We iron our fabric. Always learn to iron. You iron because you see these rumples you are seeing. The way it's rumpled, you'll be thinking it doesn't matter. All this will hide half inch and 1 inch for you. So you have to iron it out so that it will be smooth. Now you start placing. Now you start placing. Can you see? Now, to form that drape, okay, depending on the quantity of fabric that you have, that's what will inform how you are spreading now. Watch what I'm going to be doing. Take this back pattern, place it on top of this place. It should lap just side. Take this back pattern, place it a little on top of the front pattern. It should be able to lap a little. Do it like so. Just a little, let it lap just a little, and you make it like so. Make it to be as far as your fabric can carry. Still remember that we are still going to be spreading this side just a little, because if you watch that video, you will see that it's just a little draping. Can you see? Can you see? Now watch what I'm going to be doing. We are going to spread this one as wide as you can, because we need this draping. Remember, I said don't slash the armhole, okay, so that you can be able to coordinate it. Okay, so now remember, you don't need sewing allowance again, because there's 2 inches sewing allowance. Even on the show that there's sewing allowance. Can you see? So this is the armhole. On getting here, end it there. Now remember that here we are adding the 2 inches sewing allowance, and this is it right here. I've added my 2 inches sewing allowance. Remember, I told you to always fold it in, and then you come down this way. This is the armhole for the back. Can you see? All you need to do is just connect this line straight to this side. That's all. Then on coming to the down part, okay, you mark like so. Make it a curve. Okay, let there be no sharp. When you get here, don't take it inside and go and start just make it a curve so that nobody will notice what went on there, and then you cut out. Remember, what I'm doing is just to give you a guide of what you need to know. Okay, so you watch it, watch my videos, and play with whatever you have. Do you understand? You watch my video and then you play with it. Yours might be more beautiful than my own if you are really, really serious. This is armhole for the back, oh, and this is the neckline for the back. So we are done cutting. So this now is the back pattern. Can you see? This is the back pattern, like so. Okay, and then we are turning it right like this. Can you see? We are turning it right like this. Can you see? Okay, and then we are bringing this just to stitch to this place. Then we pleat this one, this shoulder. See the shoulder for the front now is wider than the back. Pleat it, let it go and meet its second. Then this particular side does not have a problem. You see, this fabric will just drape like so. It will just, when you wear it, it will drape like so. Remember, you are adding your sleeve to the armhole, adding sleeve to the armhole. So you find out that this one will just fall ordinarily like so. To just fall like so. Don't mind that's why I said this thing is fabric. That is the beauty of this style. What I use now is normal cashmere senator material, so it's too strong, that's why it's standing. But let's assume that this is a full size measurement. Okay, it will definitely fall. So by the time you drape this one, and this one will fall like so, it will form that drape because it's coming from the back. Even ordinary, that's how you form cow kaftan. Just the way your cow kaftan falls and forms this fold, that is how this one is going to fall and form the fold. But now I think I'm waiting for anybody that will send in material. If you send in material, anybody that is interested to, that wants to see this fabric, send in your material. Anytime you watch any of my video and you feel you do not understand, let me tell you what people used to do. They will send in material. If you're in Lagos, you send in material. Some people will send money and say buy fabric for yourself and sew it. That is, if you want me to cut. That's how when I made one boho gown, somebody said no, I want to see it in fabric, and he sent in that fabric I used to make for my, I will make it and wear it and you will see it. You can also use chiffon to make this, but that means you'll be wearing a singlet inside, right? So but because of the fabric I'm using, I want to show you that it's not all fabric that I'll carry. Had it been is that Duchess now, Duchess will be shaky, Duchess will just fall even without you. If you carry it up like this, it will fall. But because this is cashmere is standing, though it might fall if you start making the normal human size, because this fabric, the measurement I'm using here is just a mini measurement, so coordinating it is now the problem. This is neckline. You see, now when all this falls, okay, falls like so, when all this falls like so, you are going to cut out a band for the neckline. If you observe, there is a band for the neckline. Cut out a band and fix it anyhow. Don't worry, it will hide because there's fullness here. Don't look at this one that I did. This one I did is meaning, so that's why there's fullness here. So whatever mistake you make here will not be noticed. Look at that one. You see that the neckline went inside the fold of the fabric. You will not see it. Okay guys, thank you for watching. So this is actually for someone. I hope you understand.